I gave my 5 lakh of joining bonus. I gave up tens of lakhs of stocks. SRE Google versus SD Amazon Atlassian Microsoft Google. This was not the only reason. You have to prove yourself right. An international offer without even applying for it. Everyone was like, this girl has gone crazy. And I was like, okay, this is my opportunity. I need to stay back. Where I feel the happiest is when I teach my students. Two huge things. Last year, around this time, if you would have asked me, where do you see yourself in 2 to 3 years? My straightforward reply would have been, at least professionally, along with my YouTube career, I will be working at Atlassian. And I was so proud of it because I had cracked a lot of dream companies. I finally had my dream salary and I wasn't doing really well in my professional career. But then things happened. It was completely unexpected for me also. And that is why it has taken a lot of time and courage for me to finally make this video. This is when I finally know what I'm doing. I have been exploring and I've been thinking about it, and I was not sure till now that the decision that I have made is right or wrong. I did not want to hurry into it and I wanted to be very honest, and I'm going to discuss the entire thought process. Why I gave up so much of money, why I gave up my dream job, my dream salary, and what am I actually going to do next. Before we get into the details of the entire story, just to tell you how unexpected this entire thing was, even for me, let me tell you a small incident. So, when I had the offers from these companies, from the multiple companies, Amazon HR was trying to convince me that join Amazon instead of Atlassian. And at that time, I was still weighing the pros and cons, and I was thinking that, okay, what is the better thing to do? And the Amazon HR told me that in Amazon, what's going to happen is that you're going to get the enhanced salary, versus in Atlassian, you're going to get the stocks which get vested only after a year. So the major component in Atlassian salary is basically stocks, and those get vested after 1 year. Versus in Amazon, you keep getting the enhanced salary every month. So this is a better option for you. And my reply to the Amazon HR at that time was, see, whatever I join, I'm going to stay in the company at least for 2 3 years. So it really doesn't matter so much to me that I get the money after 1 year, if I get it in the form of stocks or if I get it in hand per month. So that was not one of the major decision making points for me. And when I think about it, it's so funny because fast forward just a few months, not only I gave my 5 lakh of joining bonus in Atlassian, I gave up tens of lakhs of stocks, and I left Atlassian in less than a year. The decision was obviously huge. There were multiple things that happened that led me over there, and I will explain exactly what happened and why couldn't I even wait for 1 year to just finish and get the stocks and then move ahead with the next thing, and why I had to leave Atlassian. I'll explain my entire thought process now, and I don't expect any validation from you. This is just a very honest video because so many people have been asking about it. I actually removed my experience of Atlassian from LinkedIn because I don't actually count it as an experience at all. It was just like 6 or 7 months of stint over there, and I honestly did not learn much. So I did not want to add it to my experience. So I've removed it from my LinkedIn, and I have been getting so many comments and messages, and I wanted to sit down and actually talk it out and share with you that what am I doing, what is my thought process, why did I do this. I got an offer from Atlassian and I am so happy about it. Starting from what happened before and when I joined Atlassian. So, as I had told in my earlier videos, that while making the decision of joining the companies, I met with the managers of the teams that I would join to understand that what would be the work that I would be doing in the company. And I did the same for Atlassian as well. So, I connected with the manager, but the manager was from Turkey. So what I was communicated was that there will be a new team that will be formed in India, and that really excited me. That a completely new team. So we'll be very excited. We'll be exploring things ourselves. It will be a completely new challenge for us. It's not like it is a very mature team and you're just adding something to it. We'll all be learning together, and I thought there'll be so much learning happening over there. It was a back-end rated team. So when I was applying for the companies itself, I was very communicative to the HRs that I prefer back-end or full stack roles. I did not want a front-end role because I realized over the time with my experience that I enjoy back-end work more. I can contribute to full stack, but since I had options and I enjoy backend more, the fact that I was getting a good backend role really excited me. And I was told that India manager would be hired within 2 months, and I was the second person in the team. So I was very excited. New team, new people, new project. It's going to be fun, and I was like, okay, this is the place where I'm going because Atlassian is also known for its work culture and good salary. All the points added up, and I was like, okay, this is what I'm doing. As soon as I joined, 2 weeks down, I realized that I'm being given a lot of SRE related work. Like a lot of work is on AWS, and most of the times we're just writing pipelines and we are on call. And then I realized that the team is actually SRE team, and that really shocked me because just 2 weeks before, when I had the meeting with Google HR asked me, SRE Google versus SD Amazon Atlassian Microsoft Uber, what would you choose? I said that I would choose SD in one of those because role really mattered to me, and I did not want to do SRE role, but I got that. That was the first setback. Just to tell you that this was not the only reason. Even after this, I tried to stay back, but this was obviously a major thing, right? That I'm being given SRE role when I had much better offers. So very soon I realized, I had the meeting with my manager. I told that I was expecting development related work. The manager said there is development related work, we'll give it to you, and also India manager, when he or she comes, it will be better. So I was like, okay, fine, let's see. And I kept telling myself that, Keerti, this was your decision. You thought about it a lot. You have to prove yourself right, and you will definitely get to learn a lot. In every company, there are multiple teams. There are multiple projects that are happening. You can easily dive into one of the teams and you will get something interesting. And I also tried asking around that, is team change possible? So before I joined Atlassian, the HR had communicated to me that team change is easily possible. It happens very easily in Atlassian. And I confirmed it multiple times. After joining, when I asked, they told that you need to wait at least for a year and only then you can switch teams. And only if your performance is good enough and if your manager is really happy. Now, another tricky point is that right now I have a manager in Turkey and later I'm going to get a manager in India. So I like, how is the performance going to get reviewed? Is the manager change going to affect my review? I had multiple questions. Plus, 1 year of doing the work that I did not like seemed very unsettling to me. Still, I was like, fine, it's too soon to decide, let's try it out. And then multiple things kept happening, and I guess it took it as a sign, the world telling me that this is not for you, there's something better out for you. So, what happened was that I still had offers from other companies, basically Microsoft, Amazon, and Uber. So Uber India was still offering me the same salary, and that was my first choice. I really wanted to work for Uber because it was really good, but I was worried about the work-life balance and about the team and all a bit. So I chose Atlassian after considering a lot of points that I've covered in previous video. But Uber still interested me a lot. But then I thought, still it doesn't look good that I made the decision of joining Atlassian, and it is not fair also to myself, to the companies, that I leave so soon and I give up so soon. Then what happened was that Amazon contacted me and said that it is fine if you don't want to join Amazon India. What about Amazon London? And they said, yes, you can move to Amazon London and you don't even have to take interviews. Your feedback was really good and we can start a process immediately. Would you like to move to Amazon London? And then when I thought about it, I had multiple questions in my mind, obviously. I wanted to move to London. Like, an international offer without even applying for it seemed like a good opportunity, right? Like, I did not even try for it. And I had conversations with my family. So my parents were a bit concerned, obviously. So just to give you a bit context, I was getting married on 1st, 2nd December. So I decided with my fiance that I would be moving to London right after the wedding. So basically, we would be doing long distance because he couldn't move. So we'd be doing long distance, and that worried my parents. But that was not even a major factor. We were okay doing long distance. But the point that was there, that because I got Amazon London offer, I just felt the relief that I will not have to do the SRE work anymore. I wouldn't have to work at Atlassian anymore. And that made me realize that how much I was not liking the work. And the fact that I had so much better offers made me realize that it is fine to let it go. Who am I trying to convince that, you have to be in a position where you don't like being? I asked myself that whom am I trying to prove it to? Like, I don't have to show it to anyone. Like, why should I be stuck in a place where I don't even like? And when I have better offers, I basically talk about this on LinkedIn and on multiple platforms, that we should be doing what makes us happy. And if I force myself to be in a place where I'm not happy for a year, in fact, for more than a year, just for the stocks to vest, it is not fair. Still, giving up tens of lakhs of money and the joining bonus seemed a lot, and I was not sure. Then, second thing that happened was that I had a discussion with my partner, and he asked me, just answer one question, that do you see yourself working in Amazon London even after 3-4 years? And that changed my entire perspective because my answer was no. The fact that I realized that no matter which company I join at this point, I am not going to be that satisfied. Where I feel the most satisfied, where I feel the happiest is when I teach my students, is when I see the happiness of them understanding a new concept. And that is because I have myself struggled from a non-IT background, and I have seen myself go through so much of struggle, self-doubt, and still going through it. Honestly, when I can help students out, when I can mentor them to do better every day, to show up, to practice, to understand new hard complex concepts every day, that gives me the most satisfaction. Now obviously the next point that comes is finances, because this obviously is not going to get me even half of the salary that I would get from a job, not even close to half. So then everyone was like, this girl has gone crazy. And I did feel like I have gone crazy. What am I doing? But then I guess I just reminded myself that this is what I talk about and I owe it to myself to give it a shot. Honestly, I'm not going to lie that I have made a sacrifice for my students. I am doing it for you. Nothing like that. I am doing it for selfish reasons because that is what gives me more happiness. Why I applied to these companies and why I didn't do full-time teaching right after Intuit was because I thought that I am a software developer teacher. I need to stay connected to software development to keep teaching the concepts. But my experience really changed my opinion. I have actually talked about this on LinkedIn a lot of times that because I'm a software developer, I need to be close to software development. But I can be close to software development by my own projects. In fact, I can work on more interesting projects and I can talk about that and I can teach that on YouTube. Let me explain this point a bit more. So when YouTubers teach on YouTube, they have to make sure that there's no conflict of interest with the company that they're working in. For example, there are some Googler YouTubers who teach TSA concepts on YouTube. So they don't take interviews in Google because there's conflict of interest. So similarly, not all YouTubers can teach system design if a lot of their work is related to system design in the company. Versus if I'm doing full-time teaching, I can teach any concept that I like. I can work on multiple different tech stack, multiple projects, and I can teach you the same. And this thought really, really excited me. The fact that I would be doing something that I genuinely enjoy made me really happy. Now, I know a lot of this doesn't make sense. The first question that you would be thinking that you could have just stayed for 1 year and after that you could have done full-time teaching, right? Now, let me explain you 2-3 more points related to this. The first point is that last few months of my life have been very important personally. I got married and then I shifted back to Bangalore. I settled a new life. I made a home for myself. And during the time where I had to make all of these decisions, that was September, October, my brother was also getting married and he had a very unconventional wedding and it was very, very stressful. So the stress of him getting married, me getting married, plus the stress of working and doing something that I don't like was just getting too much. Like these 5-6 months, like especially the stress that was there at our home, I wanted to be able to give it enough time and peace. So I knew that after these 5-6 months, I can give all of myself to my career, to my professional life. But those months really required me to be completely present in my personal life as well. It required my effort and time and patience. But if I was doing something that I did not enjoy in my professional career as well, both would be very challenging and it would be very hard. So I asked myself, do I really have to be so harsh on myself? I can get job again, I can earn money again. But if my family requires me over here, it is better to invest myself personally and professionally. I can get back after this and I can figure things out. It is fine. I know I can get a job back. I still have good opportunities. I still had offer from Amazon London and Amazon India, from Uber India, from Microsoft India. And when I talked to 𝐿𝐴𝐻 also, 𝐿𝐴𝐻 told me that you can join any team you like, but after a while. Even the resignation part was a bit interesting. It was not very easy, straightforward that, yeah, you resign and you left 𝐿𝐴𝐻. So when I resigned, I knew that, I need to communicate this. I need to call out this because it is not fair. Like if it is happening to me, it might be happening to multiple other people, that you are assigned the role that you don't like and you are not being offered what was promised to you. So I communicated it to the Atlassian India head as well as to Atlassian India HR head that what happened to me was definitely not fair. And then they got back to me after I resigned that you don't have to wait for a year. We'll make an exception. You choose the team that you like and you can stay with Atlassian India. And I was like, okay, this is my opportunity. I need to stay back. Then I met with multiple teams in Atlassian. And by that time, it was November. It was like 2 weeks before my wedding, and I was already juggling between multiple things. But I think Atlassian internally already knew that, recession is coming, hiring freeze is going to happen. So when I saw the vacancies, they were firstly very, very limited vacancies. So one was like in a monolithic service. One manager that I talked to wanted someone who had a lot of prior experience in Kafka. And there were basically very, very less opportunities. And I realized that if I stay back, it is again going to be in a team that I'm not going to enjoy. So I was back to the time when I had resigned, and I told myself that it is fine. I know I can crack companies. I know I can get good enough opportunities. I've created a good enough profile for myself. So I know that I will get opportunities, and I know I can get back the jobs, and the doors are still open because I still have the offers from multiple companies. So I was like, why not give it a try? Why not give me being happy, genuinely happy, doing something passionately a try? Because luckily, no one is financially dependent on me. My parents are doing well, my brother is doing well, my partner is doing well. So when I'm giving up a lot of money, I know that I'm giving up maybe buying car soon, buying a house soon. But when I compare it to the satisfaction of doing something that I like, giving myself a chance of making people happy, of teaching, and also exploring other things. So I had a lot of ideas in mind that I couldn't have done with my full-time job. And now maybe I can give them a try. It is, am I okay taking the risk, giving up a lot of money? I am taking the risk. So that is the gist of the video. I've taken a huge amount of risk. Past few months, I've been working on two huge things. Both I'm launching this month. One I'm launching this week, coming week. Hopefully, huge news, and I'm hoping to see a lot of your participation, a lot of your support and love, because I am nothing without it. I'm nothing without you. I am not saying that I have done any of this for you. And I'm saying that I was able to make this decision because of you. It is because of you. And I am so grateful and thankful for all the love, support that I have received so far. And if that doesn't continue, I am no one. But if that continues, you have no idea how much I am ready to invest, how much I want to work hard. I have conducted 4 LLD batches till now, 4 boot camps over the weekends, and I was so happy and I was so satisfied. I will be honest, after I left Atlassian, I was trying to do this full time. I had my doubts because I have been teaching on YouTube for free and I did not want to charge students. But then I realized when I took the boot camp, the way I was able to give personal attention, the way I was able to clear their doubts, the way I was able to connect with the students, that is just not possible with so many subscribers. It is okay to give personalized attention to those who want it and for those who can afford it. It is not necessary that I have to keep giving personalized attention for free. And I am not going to stop teaching on YouTube. I will continue teaching on YouTube. In the past few months, I have created some really interesting videos that I'm proud of. The Uber Ola video that was there, it is not an easy video to create. The quad tree video, the UML diagram video, all of that is some really good content. And I'm going to continue doing that for free on YouTube. But in the past few months, I've realized that I can also do this full time if I can give personalized attention to a few students. So I am very clear in my thought process now. I am not looking for any validation. I know some people are going to disagree and I am okay with that. Along with the courses, there's a very cool business idea that I've been working on. A very conventional, simple, but cool business idea. And I'll be launching that also this month. So yeah, a lot of excited things ahead. Before launching all of that, I wanted to be honest and completely share the thought process with you. What I genuinely hope for is your love and support in the future, just as you have continued it till now. You have no idea how much it means to me. You have made me who I am today. I am taking a risk, but it is fine. I'm not saying that I'm doing right for sure, but I'm going to work my ass off. I'm going to work so hard to prove it right. Every student who gets associated with me, who puts the trust in me for my courses, for my business, I am going to give my everything to him or her. I'm going to make sure that I help in every possible way I can. And honestly, I think this is one of the most satisfying things that I have done so far, one of the most satisfying decisions that I have taken so far. As my hoodie says, I'm going to delete my past and look ahead only in the future, and I'm going to work very, very hard, and I'm going to give my best. It would be very interesting to know your opinions, and I'm looking forward to reading your comments. It has taken a lot of courage to put this out, but this is extremely spontaneous, very raw video, just sitting and talking with you. I've just spoken my heart out, and I'm looking forward to knowing what you have to say. I have a lot of trust, and I know that there's a lot of positivity in the world out there, and I know that you are going to understand my thought process. At least most of you are, and I'm hoping for the same. Let's see how things turn out, but I'm going to launch two huge things very soon, so stay tuned. Please do subscribe and notify and share the video with your friends, because obviously this means so much to me. So see you.